Welcome back for another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family's everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew. And we are going to give you all of our thoughts right now on Vanderpump Rules finale, which was truly, I thought, just like the Super Bowl, but the beginning of like a four-game Super Bowl series.
I'm going to tell you, it was the most riveting television I have watched, and except for Yellowstone, nothing has entertained me more. And it in my eyes, it was better than any of the Academy Award winning films I've seen in the last 10 years. It was so good. And what was so good about it is it was produced well, it was edited well. The scene with Tom and Ariana was an award-winning performance by Ariana.
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, because she gave him everything.
Good. Everything.
I love.
Do you have anything else to say before you never talk to me again? Oh, so good. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. And
I feel like she had some sort of really, really, really smart coaching before, within 24 hours.
I mean, when she said, "I regret ever loving you," with her face, it was perfect. Everything about it. But I want to know why he's still living in the house.
Yeah,
I get it. They're both their house, but this has been months and they never talk to each other again, but they're still living in the same house. I get they both own it.
Exactly.
Both have been told, I'm sure. Oh God, it's not the vending machine.
No, I put a sign out there today that said, "Feel free to come in. This is not that serious." Well, the guy that just came there was coming in to do work. So I guess I should have said, unless you're trying to work.
Yes, right. Exactly.
Let me tell people quickly, the reason why I'm here is because my dog is a psychopath and she does not allow me to have any personal time for at least about an hour and a half when I get home from work. So, the timing doesn't align for Belle's attention seeking behavior.
So she's a bit of a attention hog.
She maybe gets it from her father's.
Oh, probably. Maybe. Neither one of them have any problem with seeking attention.
I will say this.
I got to say this. It was riveting.
Yes.
Literally riveting. And again, the way they edited it was just so good. And I want to say this first. Scheana might not have gotten the edit that she deserved this season, even with her wedding.
Yeah.
Everything about her wedding was more about, Katie being there and Christina Kelly and the whole bit.
Yeah.
But she brought it last night. In every single capacity. Scheana became relevant again.
Yeah. And I have to say that Ariana, you didn't see her on The View this morning.
No, I didn't.
I have to say that I wasn't surprised last night because we saw it in the previews of how she's going to talk to Tom.
I have a little.
Oh, yes.
With me tonight.
You have to put it closer so people can see the
This
coloring.
was a gift from my godson, AKA Andrew.
Yes.
From Mother's Day. Look at this. Is this beautiful? I'm going to cherish this and love it forever. It will always have a place on my mantle, and
it's so accurate. It's sickening.
It's like if I won an Academy Award, it wouldn't be this exciting. Even if I won Mother of the Year or something like that.
I love how the little friend of Bambi's ear didn't get covered the way I wanted it to. And it looks like
Too
Sandoval
bad it wasn't a worm. That's all I'm going to say.
I know.
That would be even better.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the show.
I love it. Well, I'll say this. So Ariana on The View, I wasn't surprised. So last night we knew what we were getting in that scene.
We didn't know what we were getting.
We didn't know, but we knew the kind of tone she was bringing. We didn't
know
how
good.
well
it
she
was
was
better than I ever imagined.
Yeah, the way she versed her lines together was pretty impressive.
Yeah. And so many times something like this is, I know I keep on interrupting,
Yeah,
but I'm
you
so
do, totally.
exciting.
I know.
I'm so
It's
excited
okay.
about it.
Have
So
your
many
moment, girl.
times something like this is sort of a letdown. This
Yeah.
wasn't. It didn't let me down at all, and I can't imagine that the reunion is gonna
It
be a
let me down a
letdown
little
either.
bit.
Oh, I wasn't let down at
So,
all. I
well,
watched it twice.
let me finish the thought I was trying to start, and then I'll tell you a couple of reasons why it let me down. And maybe I just don't even, maybe I was just expecting more, and maybe it's not a letdown. But what I'll say is that
What more
Ariana
did you
last
want?
night, I knew what we were getting when it came to be the idea of like she was going to be tough with him and say some like intense stuff. But I felt like once I watched her verse it all together, and then when Schwartz came to the table with the girls, like she just had this boss bitch energy from the onset.
Totally.
That was like, you could see the vulnerability because she did cry, she did yell, and she did have like, moments with friends and there were tears, but it was like she had already built up so much rage for him that she was able. And I loved how she said, I'm trying to trigger my anger, like turn to the anger. I'm trying,
Yes.
like that was such a smart thing that she said. But I'll say today on The View, she had like a different energy about her that she didn't have with Andy. Like I felt like you were talking to little girl Ariana server at Sir when she was with Andy. And when I saw her on The View today, she fit in with those women, like just very much
so
like
she was
polished.
she was the boss bitch.
I think she is a boss bitch. And I think she's never been the most popular on the show, never been the most like fan favorite, because she's been so polished. She's been so mature. She doesn't put up with the bullshit. I mean, look how she was with James Kennedy in Mexico, just about the shove of the friend. Like she's kind of over shit. And this moment in her life yields well to that experience, I think.
Yeah.
Let down, more James Kennedy, more Lala Kent. Like, I'm sorry. I love you, Kristen Doty.
I thought
you
James was horrible when he called her on the phone. I don't. Not with everybody there. I would have respected him more if it was just him and Allie, because I felt like it was a performance.
It was
for Katie and Lala and the camera. But if he was there with the camera and with what's her name?
Allie.
I just had her like, whoa, just left me.
I thought we were gonna agree on this, so I'm
shocked. I just thought he did it just to be nasty and nothing else. And there should be a little bit. I just thought he did propose to the woman. He did claim he loved her. He's been nasty to her all year. All season, he's been nasty to her. And like Schwartz said, I'm not going to kick you now when you're down. And that's what I didn't like about James, because at that moment, I thought we were in a relationship. It ended. But right now, at the lowest point of your life, I'm not going to kick you too because it's popular. And that's what I respect about Schwartz, though.
No.
Because I still don't.
Let me tell you why we even saw it, that scene.
Well, because the producers came and the cameras. The
reason why they didn't cut that was because of how Rachel filmed. Happy, so happy. Oh my God, didn't have any remorse. She ditched the cameras. She didn't want to share her truth.
She did. No, and she did. You know turn what? Her back on
the
them.
Producers were like, you know what we're gonna do?
We're gonna get you.
We're gonna show you being so positive. We're not gonna really share the truth of how you kind of fell off planet Earth. And then we're going to like put James in a decent light. Cause let me tell you something. Okay. I'm going to use a very extreme example, and it's going to land an analogy. It's going to land better than Jackie Goldschneider and the cocaine. Okay. It's going to land much better than that. You're not going to have to put too much dots together.
Yeah. Okay.
If an adult, a grown ass adult, goes and rapes a child, they know they're going to jail. It's called being what? A predator, a rapist, a pedophile, all the above, right? Now, that's if they get caught. But they know what's happening if they get caught. There's no way around it. Now, you're telling me that do you have any remorse for a person that does that? My first question. No.
Do I have remorse? The remorse isn't on me.
No. Would you feel bad for them, I guess, is what I'm saying.
It depends.
No. If they raped a child, would you feel
Oh
bad?
no, raped a child. No,
Yeah.
I would kill
Here's
them
my thing.
myself.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I have no problem
So
raping.
you would hate that
killing them.
person. Now,
Hate
here's
them.
the thing.
Hate them. They should go to jail forever or die.
Exactly. Okay. So we write them off. They're dead. They're in prison. That's
Right.
the black and white.
Right.
Now, you're telling me that we have to tiptoe around a relationship of 8 years on television for the world to see. That's an extra level of just respect, decency, everything, all these things that are just blatantly in front of you. And then the best friend that films with her, they're all
Well, I
so
mean,
happy.
it's,
No,
it's
wait, let me
terrible
finish.
that it was the
Let me
best
finish.
friend and everything, but
Let me
they've all
finish.
banged each other.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. It is the most blatant, obvious thing that everyone in the friend group,
Mm,
everyone that cares about Ariana
mhm.
is going to fucking hate you. And they're
Oh,
going to
well,
taunt
she knew
you.
that. That's
and they're
true.
going to bully you. And they're going to do whatever they want. And you have to eat it because you knew what you were doing.
I think though.
No.
that-
It's the same thing.
No, but here's the thing. I have never, this was a tip. First of all, it takes two people.
No, of course it does. But what I'm trying
And
to say is that
I think
Sandoval deserves abuse. And so does Rachel. Not from me. Not from you.
but here's
but
my
from
thing.
James Kennedy, of course.
No.
Why not?
No. I think she's going to get enough abuse from Katie and from Lala.
So we have to tier our abuse.
And from Ariana. No, I'm just saying that as someone who also wasn't faithful in his relationship to her, for him to do that to her was just plain nasty because he was sleeping with Lala when they were when Raquel and James were together.
Yes, but
so that's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing.
At that moment when the whole
Listen.
entire world is after you, you did love this woman at one time, and to do what he did, I just thought it was nasty. But he's been nasty to her all year. I thought
he has been. I think he's has been.
nasty.
I don't think he was in this episode. Let me tell you the thing about Lala and James that never would have gotten out if either one of them were not in the positions they're in.
Yeah, well,
Lala
let's not
and
talk
Randall
about
are
them.
done.
Lala
and Randall
a new
are
show
done.
coming out on Randall. Did you see it?
Yes.
And
but Lala and Randall are done. That's who she was with or getting with.
Yeah.
James and Raquel are done.
Done.
And so
Ariana and Tom are done. Katie and Tom are done.
But what I'm saying is that's why, like, James said it. Like, I think that, and that's why they told. So using them as an example, Lala and James, it's irrelevant because they didn't let it get out. That's the thing. It's out there now. They have to reap what they sow. Sorry.
No, I don't say that, but I just didn't think he needed to be the one to also kick her.
I thought he's appropriate to do it. I'm not. You're not. We don't know her. He does.
I don't know. I'm just going to say that
I didn't know why you cried about Sandoval.
What you should be more concerned and interested in is, did Sandy sleep with Billy Lee?
I know, but that's like out there. I don't think that's it because there was a question that was asked and Sandoval's stupid.
About a month ago, Billy Lee was coming out of Sandy's house with him. He was coming out of that.
Yes, but there was a question asked. Who was the one that asked Sandoval?
A couple of years ago.
No, it was just Scheana who he was talking to, right?
When?
He was talking to Scheana when he said this.
Who?
Sandoval.
Sandoval never talked about Billy Lee.
No, but he said there was another person. He was talking to Scheana.
He was talking about Scheana, someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said to him, was it a girl? Because she was seeing if he would fuddle. To be like, oh, well, yeah, but, and then she'd know it was Billy Lee. And he just said, yep.
Well, I thought Billy Lee was full.
I think the Billy Lee thing, I think it probably happened. And I think that Lala has a point to bring it up, but I think there's someone else. I think that's a third one.
No, I think
he
there's
will
probably
ever admit to that.
10. I think there's many.
Oh, yeah, I know. But what I'm saying
I don't think it's one. I don't think it's like just
I think it's
more.
someone in the immediate group or like a Charlie or something.
Oh, maybe.
That like he doesn't want, and that's going to now become the plot line for next season.
Oh.
Is attacking that shit.
Okay. When Tom went over to Rachel's house,
she seemed
apartment, she seemed horrible, but I want to talk about that big wound on her face. I mean, you would think that someone sliced her face open. She had a little nail mark, for God's sakes.
I know.
mean, she's like, oh,
She went like this to her in one of those big
nails.
Just
I thought
seriously.
but I
Like,
want to tell
who's
you
the one with the fingers? Jason?
the deal
Krueger.
with
Freddy
Freddy
Krueger.
Krueger. Yeah. No, that was like a little Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, it's Scheana Scissorhands coming at you, Rachel.
I want to say that they are right now. Tom and Rachel are trauma bonded. Like they've gone through something together, and their bond is trauma. It's not. And first of all, they don't love each other no matter what they say. They're in lust. Love takes time to develop. Lust happens and it slowly fades unless you make love, unless you make it love. But lust is just, hey, baby.
Yeah,
boom,
like
boom.
Brad and I were in lust, but now we're in love because we've been through a lot of shit and it took a lot of time.
That's what I'm saying, that, it's when you have to get past a certain time.
Yeah, of course.
Where it's love, because before that it's just lust. So Tom and Rachel to me are just in lust.
They're
broken
now
they
up,
have
though, allegedly.
Allegedly, I don't.
But you know what? Ariana said on Watch What Happens Live that she thinks, there must be together. A letter came to the house.
Oh,
I have a little maybe to throw out there. Maybe Sandy got rid of her because we're finally at the finale and he needed all the press he could get. And now she's begging for him back. And the only way she can get in touch with him is by writing letters. It's so sad. It's like The Notebook. Hopefully they have the same fate, but they don't die.
Well, they didn't text back in The Notebook. They really didn't
she's
text
in
back
rehab.
then. I thought also it was very interesting that Schwartz is getting blamed for a lot of things. And he knew, but none of this should be on Schwartz. None of it.
Well, you were right. They stopped filming in September. That's what Ariana said. Yeah. Or like early October, end of September. And then Schwartz said he found out in February.
No, I think Schwartz knew when he was making out with her.
Yeah, but I think Schwartz chose not to believe it until February, that's when he said like something happened. And no, maybe it was probably earlier than that, but there was a dull amount of time.
Remember, Rachel went to Tom's home for Christmas.
Oh yeah, and also October was BravoCon.
I'm just saying, and she was wearing the Tom shirt there, BravoCon.
And what Katie said.
Yeah, what did Katie say? Oh yeah. Well, she's not. Yeah, she's not after me. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's that's an admission. That is a timestamp, not only for the relationship, that is a timestamp for Schwartz knowing about the relationship.
Well, I think that's going to come out. I think Schwartz knew in August. I really do. I don't care what anybody says. I think he probably for a really, really long time, but they are trauma bonded right now. I think that kind of interesting.
I think that he probably was resistant about it for a while. He was probably like, dude, you got to stop doing that. Dude, you guys got to stop cutting that out.
He's completely into self-preservation mode right now, Schwartz.
Yeah.
And I think he's unnecessarily being targeted. He's like collateral damage, and he shouldn't be. Even if he knew, as a friend, you don't tell.
I guess. I mean, I think that he should have been more bold to be like, you have to tell her.
Yeah, well, I think that they thought, Toms thought that he was going to break up after the season ended, after the reunion or before the reunion or something like that. I do think that was going to happen, but it all blew up in his face.
I would love to know more about this Winter House timeline that they keep talking about.
Yeah, I know. They were talking about Winter House.
But it's because he went to film Winter House and he didn't want it to come out before that.
Right.
So that it wouldn't have been the storyline on that.
Right.
Like, and it's just like, why now?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I bet Bravo's having a field day because I bet that dumb idiot, Sandy, was probably on the phone with Rachel all the time. And now they can go back to those phone calls and listen to them.
Well, I want to tell you though, James is now the number one guy in the group.
Oh yes,
he is. And Jax was wearing the number one guy shirt today on his Instagram. So I think he was trying to show the world that he's still the number one guy. Jax letting us all know. And I want to tell you, when Schwartz went to Katie's house and
Yeah.
she's talking about now there's crocodiles eating people in Florida.
I
And
know.
she's like, "You're a bad country song." I thought that was one of the funniest lines
She's ever said. She's
Yes.
grown on you this season.
No, I still think she's just plain nasty because she said she hadn't seen Scheana. At that moment, she did another, interview. And she said, "Oh, I hadn't seen her since Mexico. Oh,
Yeah.
my vacation." Yeah, that was
Yeah, but
just
that was
nasty.
funny. Whatever, they're good
Yeah,
now.
I don't think so.
I'll say this.
Nasty.
You heard
Oh,
it
we
here
didn't
on-
talk about Kristen Doughty.
Yeah, well, I'll also say you heard it here on Aunt and Andrew first. My premonition that Lala Kent was doing an ABC News special about Randall.
Yeah,
And
she is.
one of you little nosy listeners decided to make a comment and said, no, it's about the work she's doing at the family court system, which
No,
it
it's
is even
not,
about that.
but not
It's
really.
more about Randall, and then it's leading
No.
into her work. So I was right.
Yeah.
Kristen Doty. She was fine. Very much like forgettable. I hate to say it. It was like a
I
nice
know.
moment, but it wasn't
Yeah.
conniving or dramatic like I
No,
thought
it
it was gonna
wasn't.
be.
It wasn't, but the same thing, a history repeated itself because Tom did the same thing to Kristen as he did to Ariana, and he'll do it to who's ever next. It won't be Rachel. I think we already need to set up the special on Where Are They Now in 2032. And Rachel could be on it. And by that time, she'll be married to some like farm boy out in Iowa, and she'll have had like 3 kids, and there'll be girls, and she'll be trying to have them walk in beauty pageants.
Yeah, and then if she really fails, she could put out a porn. Raquel, bad
Yes.
up on the set.
She'll have what's it called? A Patreon account?
Patreon, or she could do some themed videos like
Or maybe
Raquel,
be
back
on
on the
OnlyFans?
saddle.
Or is it fans only? OnlyFans?
It's OnlyFans.
I
but
always
Raquel,
forget if
she
it's
could have like a
fans
theme.
only
It
or
could be
OnlyFans.
like Raquel back in the saddle, and then the second part could be like Raquel saddling down Rodeo Drive, and then like the third one could be like Raquel back playing in the sand oval.
So tell me, what do you think was the best part about Watch What Happens Live? Just how amazing she looked, or how together she looked, or how she's rising like a phoenix from the ashes?
Yeah, I mean,
Ariana is
yeah,
rising like, oh, we have another. We have
Yeah,
another. Everybody's
guess.
always hungry in the middle of your
No.
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say that I think that there's this.
But like a phoenix, she rose from the ashes.
Yeah,
She
totally.
did. Totally.
She
Yeah.
did. She looked amazing. I think that they said that they were gonna go back to shooting like right away. And then the
Wow.
producer was like, no, the exec producer said
No,
no.
they need
So
time.
They need time.
They need like a time. So tell me, is something about her ever opened? What's happening with Schwartz and Sandy?
says it's
Can you get a
opening. There's-
reservation tonight? Should I look to see if I
Well,
can
look
get
at my sweatshirt. It's the new restaurant, Scumbags and Cheaters. I do think you should go eat at Schwartz and Sandy's. I just thought the sweatshirt was
Let me see if I can get a
creative.
reservation tonight at Schwartz and Sandy's. Let's go to, is that in West Hollywood?
I mean, you could just search
Say
probably for Schwartz
Los
and
Angeles?
Sandy's.
No, I'm going on Open Table right now. And let's see, Schwartz.
Yeah, let me see. Schwartz and Sandy's.
And Sandy. Let's see what's happening there tonight. Oh, no restaurants found.
I just
Eh,
found it. Let's see. Book now on reservations today.
Can we get in tonight at 7?
Yeah.
We can. Oh,
Oh, yeah, we can.
that's too bad. 7:30? How about 8?
We
8
can get
o'clock?
it at 7:30, 7:45, 8, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45,
Aw.
9, 9:15, 9:30.
Oh, that's too bad.
I wonder if they have.
It is a Thursday night. It should be hopping.
Yeah, I guess. But like,
If I can get a reservation now, it's not good. Poor Schwartz. I feel bad for Schwartz. I actually do. He kind of fell in the web of being a bestie.
I don't know why people wouldn't be there. Like,
I don't
they-
know either, because I would be there. I'd be just looking around.
like,
for
do they
them.
think that there's not going to be others that go there still? Like, there's going to be plenty of them. It's still part of Lisa's business.
I say
but-
go. Yeah. It was great great. It was some of the best television I've seen. It was riveting.
In years.
I watched it twice.
I haven't.
It was so
but I was
good.
planning on it. Wow.
Lisa Vanderpump, I think one of the best things Lisa said is to remember you're not a bad person. You just did something bad. There's a difference.
That was true. Very true.
And that's true. People aren't bad when they do things. They just did bad things, but they're not necessarily bad because at the end of the day, remember, they didn't kill anybody. They didn't rob a like hardware store or anything like that.
She just cheated on her best friend's boyfriend with it. Which is terrible.
But she didn't really break any laws. That's what you have to remember.
Okay,
it's not like she robbed a store.
I get it. I understand. You don't have to give examples. We know what breaking the law is. Yeah. I just think that it's worse for them, not for us. We just all like think it's so great because we pretend we're in the friend group. We're not.
I know we're not in the friend group, but it was great.
Well, listen, thanks guys.
Thanks.
Chat soon.
All right. See you next